Hi there, my name's Lee Thurburn, and you have joined another episode of Livestream Lee, where we talk about business. We talk about things that are going to help you grow your business faster. So, our whole purpose with Livestream Lee, my whole purpose as a person, as a business owner, is to help you grow your business faster. I do that through education, through providing technology, and sharing things I discover with you that I think you might find interesting. And today, we're going to be talking about what I call the bleeding edge of marketing. Now, I call it the bleeding edge of marketing because for me, it's the stuff I'm just now learning. And there's some stuff that I'm learning that I think might be new to you as well. So I thought maybe we'd kind of go down that journey together. So that's what we're going to talk about today, the bleeding edge of marketing. Before my company website and create an account. Apricot Rocket is a platform technology, very similar in many respects to Facebook and LinkedIn, but different. We're a platform like they are. But our focus, unlike theirs, our focus is to help small businesses get more customers. In fact, we're so good at it that we guarantee results. So go to apricotrocket.com. An account is free. Create an account. Give us a profile of your business. We're going to try to help you get some more customers. That's just what we do. So the rest of this week, on Thursday and Friday, I have a good couple of episodes coming up I'd like to share with you. Tomorrow, I don't know if you've ever thought about creating your own Amazon store, but tomorrow, and it can be quite confusing to do that. I have done that in the past, and I got to tell you, it's a major learning curve that you have to go through. Well, tomorrow we're going to visit with Steve Mangum, who is very knowledgeable and experienced with Amazon stores, and he's going to share a do-it-yourself Amazon store opportunity that is available. And just basically, we're going to find out from him what that's all about, how it works, and just share that information with you. So that's Thursday, tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And then on Friday of this week, Mike Blake, who is the founder and builder behind Mike Blake Custom Homes, is going to be joining us. And I've known Mike for 15, 20 years. And I've watched as he has built an incredible business, building custom homes east of Dallas, East Texas. And I don't know, he builds 15, 25 homes a year, and they're all really nice size homes. They're beautiful homes. I'm going to tell you, you'll know you've made it when you get yourself a Mike Blake home. Anyway, he's going to tell us and share how he built his business and, what are the lessons, the things that he's learned along the journey. So he's going to share all that with us on Friday. Now, before we get started on the bleeding edge of marketing, I want to share something with you. You hear me talk on Livestream Lee quite regularly about Dan Nelson and his newsletter. Dan's newsletter is really fascinating. He's a genealogist, and as he's in the process of researching things related to different people, different clients' ancestry, he just runs across a lot of interesting historical facts. Sometimes they're crazy people. Sometimes they're just things you would not have thought about. His most recent newsletter last weekend had a pretty extensive article about the cruise ships of the 18th and 17th and 16th centuries. Well, I say cruise ships. They weren't like Carnival cruises. These were the ships that brought people over from Europe to the New World, and how just incredibly difficult those journeys were. How many people lost their lives. My camera seems to keep going in and out. I hope that my connection is stable, so I'm just going to keep continuing along here. But anyway, if you're interested in getting Dan's newsletter, which it's a great read, if you're a history buff, you're going to love his newsletter. Go to livestreamlee.com, and you're going to see a button on the right-hand side for Dan Nelson. Just click on it. You go to his website, sign up for his newsletter. And if you ever decide you don't want it, just unsubscribe and he'll quit sending it to you. All right. Today I have several topics I'm going to try to get through. We're going to talk about TikTok, Clubhouse, live streaming and podcasting. Now, live streaming and podcasting have been around for a while. Podcasting is certainly nothing really new. We're going to touch on that last in case we don't really get to it. Live streaming is, of course, what I'm doing now, and it really, in the last 5 years, has gained a tremendous amount of popularity. Podcasting has been around for quite a while, but live streaming is, I think, a real interesting technology and an interesting way for you to be able to generate information, content. You know, a lot of marketing is about creating engaging, interesting content and showcasing your knowledge and expertise. And so live streaming is a great way to do that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to talk about the technology I use, and there's a number of different live streaming platforms out there. Clubhouse is something I'm actually very excited about and want to also jump into and talk about with you, because I think Clubhouse is a very, potentially very powerful tool. Now, all of these tools can waste a lot of time. And so, as with anything, one of the biggest challenges with new tools, new platform technologies, which all of these are in one way, shape, or form or another, is the learning curve, going through learning how to do it. So I'm going to try to shortcut the learning curve a little bit today. And I don't know, the summer of last year, but I also heard a lot of stuff about TikTok being basically a Chinese app. And there was a lot of concern about the safety of the information on TikTok and whether or not it could be tunneling or transferring information to China. And that kept me from getting on it for a long time. But I finally went ahead and did, and I've got to tell you, I'm incredibly impressed with TikTok and the potential for it as a marketing tool. And the nice or interesting thing about TikTok is that it is a relatively uncontested marketing channel. And by that, I mean only about 9% of the people, actually only about 8% of the people that are using Facebook as a marketing tool are using TikTok. And so TikTok represents a vehicle to be able to potentially get your message in front of millions of people. At zero cost, there are options that can do it for zero cost if you use it correctly. So we're going to start by talking a little bit about TikTok, and then we're going to move on to Clubhouse. So regarding TikTok, I want to talk to you about the 4 primary techniques or strategies that you can use to market yourself on TikTok. And before we do that, I'm actually going to turn on TikTok, and I'm just going to show you a video. Hopefully this will play. And I don't know if the sound will, I'm going to turn the sound up here, but in case you haven't seen TikTok, this is a video of a guy turning a lathe. So let me see if I can't get this to play. Okay, that's enough of that one.
Hey, did you know Quicken Loans?
Let's see here. I'm trying to find another one.
Did you know?
Well, they disappear. If you don't, that's good enough for right now. TikTok is a never-ending stream of new stuff. You basically swipe your screen and you get videos that are anywhere from 15 seconds to 30 to 60 seconds in length. The videos are created by anybody and everybody, and they use the TikTok app as a video creation platform. You do the video capture and editing using the TikTok app, and it's a quite sophisticated video app. It is actually an outgrowth of a previous technology called Musical.ly, which kind of did the same thing but wasn't as sophisticated, and it was the outgrowth of something else. So TikTok is like a third generation evolution of an app that allows people to create content and put it up. Now, TikTok has hundreds of millions of users on a daily basis looking at the content. And again, the content is all video, and it ranges from 15 seconds to 60 seconds in length. Basically, when you create a video, you either create a 15-second video or you create a 60-second video. And you can add music to it. You can do all kinds of different editing. There's filters. There's all kinds of things that you can do to make your video unique. One of the interesting things is that TikTok has a variety of different music options where you can attach music to your video, and a lot of the music is very contemporary music. In other words, it's currently in the top 10 or 20. And so you can add song tracks to your music. So you can capture a picture of your dog running around your backyard and you can put some sort of a music track to it. I'm just trying to explain the ease and the flexibility of the video creation process, because this is one of the things that makes TikTok an interesting platform. Another thing that makes it an interesting platform from a marketing perspective is the fact there are so few people that have businesses that are actually using it as a marketing platform. So there are essentially 4 strategies for you to use it. Now, overall, you create a profile, you put links to your website, you put links to your Instagram accounts and so on. And so that when people are watching a video, they can go to your profile and they can follow through to your website, follow through to say your Instagram account or something like that. But, it is a way of sort of grabbing visibility and funneling people to your destination so that you can then take them through a funnel marketing process of some sort. So how would you use it? Well, first, you certainly could create content. The content, is only limited by your creativity. What I showed you an example of was a craftsman using a lathe to demonstrate how this craftsman made something on a lathe. You see a lot of DIY type videos. So if you're in a business where you have a trade of some sort, where you have interesting processes, a lot of TikTok videos are just really centered around you using a camera to record you doing some of the interesting things that you do. It could be putting a roof on, it could be putting, laying sod. I mean, it could be digging a ditch, with a backhoe or whatever. There's just all kinds of ways that if you're a craftsperson, you could show you performing your craft. And that basically then becomes a marketing video for people to be able to learn more about your business. Now, if you're in the clothing business or if you're in a food business, there's all kinds of things that you could do there as well. But strategy number 1 is for you to create content, and then you put it up, and that content becomes the top end of the funnel that begins to draw people into a process where they end up knowing more about you and potentially doing business with you. The second strategy is for you to curate content. Now, a good example of a company that doesn't create any content but does content curation is Nike. Nike has a private TikTok area, and for you to be able to see the content that Nike has put up, you have to basically get an invitation. You have to ask for an invitation. It's a private content area. And they have curated content where people have done Nike commercials for them, like, different dance routines in Nikes, or, sports, what we're focusing on the Nikes. So you could curate content. So content curation is one way that you could elevate your company's visibility and enter people into a process that ultimately, hopefully, ends up with them purchasing from you. The third is to advertise. Now, this can be quite expensive because TikTok for Business has 3 or 4 different programs, all of which are pretty doggone expensive. If you're not prepared to spend $3,000 to $30,000 a month, you're probably not going to want to try to actually advertise on the TikTok platform. You're probably going to want to either basically create your own content and then just hope that it does a good job of getting found. The third, or the final, fourth vehicle for you is to find a TikTok influencer and have them promote your product to their audience. And the cost associated with that, of course, is naturally going to be directly related to the size of the influencer's audience and what kind of engagement you're asking the influencer to do. So if you have a product or a service that has a primarily consumer audience, so you're a B2C type of business, not a B2B, then TikTok could be a very efficient way for you to reach a large audience and build awareness. So keep in mind that the primary benefit of social media that is reported by the majority of businesses that use it is they use it as a tool to build brand awareness. Now, ultimately, brand awareness has to translate into purchases somewhere along the process. Otherwise, brand awareness doesn't do you any good. But there's a lot of companies out there that either want to maintain or elevate the top of mind awareness for their brand. And TikTok can be a powerful tool for you to be able to get into that game. And if you're creative in your video creation, you can actually get in the game very, very inexpensively. Just the time that it takes for you to create a TikTok video and learn how to do the editing. I've got a friend that's got a telemedicine business, and one of his interns in his office created a TikTok video showing how somebody that got hurt could get an appointment with a doctor via his telemedicine company within almost minutes, certainly a very short time frame, to help that person with an injury or with an illness that they had. So, if you get creative, TikTok can be a very effective way for you to build brand awareness and potentially even directly translate into purchases. So create, curate, advertise, or get influencers. Those are your 4 strategies for using TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, I would recommend go ahead and get it on your phone. The research that I've done says that the risk of Chinese coming and getting your information is actually fairly minimal. There's risk for anything that you do, but personally, I think the benefits certainly in my mind outweigh the downside, if there is one, related to the TikTok app. So I recommend you go check it out. You'll find it interesting for sure. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the Clubhouse app. Now, the Clubhouse app is an app on your phone that allows you to join a conversation. So first, let's go through this sort of sequence of Clubhouse. What is it? This is a relatively new app. It is like TikTok in the sense that it is not something that the majority of businesses have yet started figuring out how to use. And the strategy for using Clubhouse is much more of a business-to-business type strategy than a business-to-consumer type strategy. So if you have a business where your primary audience is other businesses, I think Clubhouse may very well be something that you should look more closely at. So first, what is it? Clubhouse is an audio chat room. Basically, you take an app and you install it on your phone, and then your phone periodically informs you when there's a conversation that you might be interested in. Now, I'm going to actually show you this in a moment, but first I want to tell you what it is. So when you turn the app on, you go through a brief little process of building a profile of who you are, and then you go through and select some different kinds of content that you'd be interested in. Like for me, I'm interested in business networking, entrepreneurial topics, marketing topics, strategy topics, leadership topics, things like that. And so I went through and looked for a series of those. There are club rooms. These are regularly scheduled meetings that you can look at the topics and just basically follow them. And so when you follow a club room, when that club room opens, like say 7 o'clock on Tuesday night, when that club room opens, you get a notification on your phone, you tap on it, and you can just listen into the conversation. A lot of notoriety has been gained because people like Mark Cuban and John have and John's or Kevin where Mark Cuban are all about. So how does it work? We download it into somebody. I think you get, because I've already received more. So if I send out 2 invitations and both people take advantage of the invitation and they open and download the Clubhouse app, then I get a couple of more invitations to send out. But I don't get 50 or 100 invitations, and you can't just go sign up. It's a by invitation only app, which means that they're sort of gating and controlling the speed with which they expand. So you need somebody to give you an invitation. Now, how do you market on it? Well, there's a couple of basic strategies, and one basic strategy is for you to go listen in a club room and for you to engage in the conversation, to ask questions, to offer your expertise, because basically the way club rooms generally work is that the club room is going to have a topic, and there's going to be 3 classes of people. Here is generally diagrammatically what a club room would look like. There'll be 3 on your app. There'll be 3 levels of conversation going on. There'll be, or not conversation, there'll be 3 groups. There'll be moderators at the top. There'll be icons with their pictures or their avatars shown. There'll be, underneath that will be the speakers that are on stage. These are the people that have been elevated up from the audience to be enabled to speak. And then there'll be the audience. So when you enter a room, you'll be one of the audience members. As an audience member, you can only listen and wave your hand to indicate that you would like to speak. And when I say wave your hand, you press a little icon on your phone that raises your hand on your icon so that the moderators can see you would like to speak. If and when they notice that you'd like to speak, and if they have room on the stage, they can then elevate you from the audience to the stage. When you rise up to the stage, you're now in the space where you can speak. Now, typically, the moderators will ask or require that you don't speak until you are called upon. And so when they call upon you, you'll speak, and you need to pay attention to the rules of the room. The rules of the room may be that you get 1 minute or 2 minutes or some defined amount of time to ask a question. Generally speaking, you should stay on topic and you should ask the question or say what it is you want to say. Now, the moderators are people that have the ability to elevate people from the audience to the stage where they can be speakers. Moderators have the ability to mute or unmute speakers, and they have the ability to send speakers back down to the audience. And so if you're in a room that has rules, like maybe you have 2 minutes to speak and you're going on and on and on and you go beyond your 2 minutes, one of the moderators may just mute you and push you back down. Now, so you have to be mindful of the rules of the room. So a couple of general strategies for how you can promote your business is, first of all, you go to rooms that are the kind of content that you're both interested in and possibly an expert in. And so you attend the rooms, you follow people, and let me rephrase that. Let's say you just attend the rooms, you come in the room as a listener, occasionally ask a question, so ask to be a speaker, ask a question, and then once you're known by the moderators and you attend the room, then you can volunteer your extra. Moderators are generally there to sort of manage the flow of the conversation in the room and to keep it both fast-paced and interesting. They are typically not there to just be the, like the experts in the room. Often the moderators will also be the panel of experts that have been invited to be the experts. So the speaker will be experts. So the next thing I want Clubhouse room. So I'm tapping on the Clubhouse app and I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually, I'm just going to show this to you as soon as it loads a room. So I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to load a room. I'm actually going to close this. And hi there, start a new room. I don't want to start a room. So let's just go. Come on. Find a room. Well, you know what? My phone's not moving very fast today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move along. I am actually starting a couple of rooms that I'd like to invite you to know about and participate in. Starting Tuesday of next week at 7 p.m., I'm going to have a room every Tuesday at 7 p.m. where Dr. Michael Armour and myself are going to open it up for conversations on the subject of strategy and leadership. We're just doing this for the first time starting Tuesday of next week. So if you're on Clubhouse, I'd like to invite you to put that on your calendar and come look for our room. You'll be able to look me up, but Tuesday at 7 p.m., there'll be a club room on, actually it'll be an open room because it's not officially a club room yet. Will be conversations on strategy and leadership. And then on Thursdays, starting next week, I'm going to have an angel pitch practice room. So I'm going to be inviting people to come to the room and have 3 minutes to practice their pitch and then get 3 minutes worth of feedback. So this is actually going to be a very fast-paced way for people that have businesses to do a pitch as if they were pitching a room of angel investors looking for money. And because I've been blessed to raise over $80 million in my life, I'm going to be providing feedback as well as having guests that have also been angel investors and allow the members of the room themselves to engage in feedback to the people making pitches. So if you want to practice your pitch on raising some money for your business, I would like to invite you to be a participant on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Not tomorrow, not the 20th, but starting the 28th of actually, maybe it's the 27th. I think it's the 27th of the month. Let me just go grab the calendar here real quick. Yeah, it'll be the 27th of May. Will be our first. I'm going to be sending out an email. So if you're on my email list, you'll get a notification. So I'm launching a couple of clubhouse rooms, and I hope that you'll come and check them out. And if you enjoy them, that'll be great. If you don't, let me know, because I'm trying to do this to have some fun and help provide new vehicles and new ways for you to be able to get information and visibility for your business. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is the ever-present sort of Murphy's Law, stuff you don't know. One of the biggest challenges in business, and we all confront this, is the world is filled with things we don't know that we don't know. And we never know that we don't know it until suddenly we find out that we don't know it because it becomes a problem. Well, Carlos Cantu lives in that world. He is a commercial risk management specialist. He's with a company called TWFG. They're a commercial insurance brokerage company, and Carlos is a very seasoned guy. He has a lot of experience, and he's a lot of fun to talk to, and he can help you, like he has me, understand the risks that my business associates, obviously you for your business, and he can help you make sure that you don't run into a situation where some unexpected thing destroys the wealth that you've created and all the hard work that you've done. So go to livestreamly.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll see a link for Carlos Cantu. Click on it. Give Carlos a call. He'd love to talk to him. You'll enjoy the conversation. And, he may very well be able to help you, even in just a 15-minute call, understand some risks that you didn't know about. Carlos Cantu, great guy. All right, that's it for today. I'm going to end this, but tomorrow, remember, we have the DIY, do-it-yourself Amazon store conversation with Steve Mangum, and I hope to see you tomorrow at 3. Until then, cheers.